What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another review of the Daredevil Born Again episode 3. And we are here to talk about it. I'm sure we have some thoughts. I'm surprised that we all managed to stay awake through it, but here we are. And yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, we did do a review for episode 1 and 2 last week. You can go check it out if you want to. But yeah, so Mazza, you want to give us the quick rundown, the quick summary of this episode? You could probably say in like one sentence.
Caught. It's like a really, really bad court drama. Really bad court drama.
Respect it.
And it's so shit. It's so boring compared to all the other court scenes. Dude, the court scenes in Daredevil, like the original show, like from season 1 to 3, they always made an impact. They really meant something. Or like season 3, it was just him, helping kids, and it really showed the development of Daredevil really quick. Whereas this just... Oh, bro, I was just bored throughout the whole thing. It made everyone look stupid. It made Court just look dumb and pointless, and it was just like...
So it's accurate.
Yeah, Court is kind of...
Yeah, so it's real.
But don't forget, we also, we got more marriage counseling stuff, too. That's hype. That's hype, right?
That's important.
This episode,
we all love to see that.
This was Boston Legal without William Shatner.
I've watched actual court cases that are more interesting than this.
Yeah,
like, come on,
bro. Yeah, basically this entire episode was basically just a court drama for White Tiger and Matt Murdock trying to obviously help him win the case and all of that, and that's really what this episode was about. So
they could not have made Daredevil more stupid. The lack of planning, we have to be lucky, bro. Just thrown in your face. Oh, but don't worry, Josiah. We got the old switcheroo, not in the van, so they have to bring. It was probably the worst that's ever been. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a worse switcheroo in my entire life. So they have a witness, the only witness to the actual guy who's getting beat by the cops, right? And so that's their only witness. And without him, they should be done, right? Realistically, they would have been done, right? And so they have to bring him in. Apparently, they have a hideout for him. And he's playing loud as fuck music, by the way, giving his possession away. What a safe house. He's playing fucking mad music. And apparently the cop that's meant to be good is giving him drugs so he doesn't throw up in court and shit. And I'm like, bro, what is happening? Like, this good cop is giving this guy drugs and shit. And I'm like, oh, God. So they put him in a van, quote unquote, put him in a van to get him to the courthouse so they can do a little, we got
our key
you.
witness.
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah. And then he was like...
He caught a taxi.
And they do this whole... The Daredevil's really thinking so he can hear the heartbeats of the guy. Oh, no, there's a little Punisher, little tattoo on one of the cops. And he goes, all right. And I forget what he says, but he practically leads to, they've found the witness, right? And then you go to it, and it turns out, oh no, the van's being chased by a bikey cop. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Uh-oh. And they do this little speeding thing, by the way, which he would have been caught for speeding. He's just driving like a maniac. And then they stop him. He gets caught, and they do a little, oh, my badge is bigger than your badge, little fucking doohickey thing going on. Like, oh, I've got one of them too, pal. And then he's like, what's in the van? And then they go to the back of the van. Oh, he wasn't there. Turns out
Whoa! Who could have seen that coming?
Whoa, bro. And it turns out they went in a taxi.
Yeah.
Took him in a fucking taxi. Like, their only witness, their only thing, they just took a fucking taxi. Apparently that's safe.
And then, bro, they brought the key witness to the courtroom, and Matt asks if he was like there the night of the attack and stuff, and Torres was like, "Nah, that wasn't me. I wasn't there." And then Matt just like folds immediately, bro. He's just like, "Oh gosh, gee, darn it. I guess we're all screwed now." And then that's it, bro. He doesn't like.
Doesn't even press
Bro,
him. Doesn't even press him on how like just earlier they established that he was working as an informant with him.
Yeah,
and he tricks
right.
the cop into slipping up and revealing that.
So now Matt Murdock is
witness...
like Matt Murdock's like a shitty lawyer now too. Like,
well, he starts as a really good one because he gets the cop to slip up and name drop him, and then when he brings in the witness who does a 180 and doesn't want to go down that route, he doesn't press him. Go, oh really? Then how come the cop was pretending you two never knew each other? Then where were you on the night? Where were you when this happened? So you've had no interactions with these people. Doesn't press him on anything to try to get him to slip up again. Well,
it's
not
just,
again.
It's just convenient. It's convenient plot writing where you just like make things happen that don't even really make sense, but you have to make them happen for the progression of the story that they're trying to tell. And so things will happen that like there's no catalyst for why they happen or anything. They just happen, and it doesn't even really make sense. Like shows do this a lot, and it's really frustrating. Badly written shows do this a lot, I should say. And that's exactly what's happening here. So, but let's rewind a little bit here because, guys, at the beginning of this show, at the beginning of this episode, we got an entire opening scene about a frog from Puerto Rico, guys. That's pretty awesome. That is awesome. All right.
It whistles, bro. It whistles. It makes me feel at home when I hear that fucking whistle, bro.
The most hilarious part about this is that these writers clearly think that this is like deep, that they can really like get audiences to like emotionally resonate with White Tiger by talking about a fucking frog, bro. But it's not like deep at all, bro. It's not deep. Nobody gives a shit.
No one cared, bro. Not even. No. You could tell the actor for fucking Daredevil was even like, why am I sitting here talking about fucking frogs?
It made me think.
I'm down bad, bro.
It made me think because I haven't watched any of the Disney shows. This is the first one I've watched.
Yeah.
Was White Tiger in any of them before?
No.
Because they're talking about him like he's already established and I care.
But
like we're supposed to care. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's the problem with this is the way that they're talking about White Tiger. You had to have previously read the comics about him, or you just don't know who he is because, dude, they're in the court case. Okay. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead a bit. But in the court case, they're sorry, actually no, I'm not going to jump ahead. We'll get to that part later. But yeah, the way that they talk about him, you're meant to just know who he is.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's on the lower end of people that we know as an audience. I mean, fuck, Iron Man until his movies was kind of on the lower end, and he was even lower, right? So I'll be very curious to know if anyone who actually just follows the MCU would even know who he is, because there's never been a mention of him before, and it's just like,
well, he's just kind of they just needed a vigilante from Marvel. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So. Yeah, it's not good.
But
bro,
don't worry.
And dude, when in the court scene, so like when Matt Murdock, like when he feels like his hand is being forced and he reveals that he is White Tiger and stuff.
Yep.
Bro, immediately when that was retarded of Matt to do that in the first place, and as a vigilante, as a superhero, he should know that is a really retarded thing for him to do to this poor guy, because that means that immediately just puts a target on this guy's head, right? Like, yay, he avoided prison, but he gets domed by Punisher, bro. So, okay, and like immediately, as soon as Matt Murdock revealed his identity, I was like, yep, he's gonna die. This White Tiger guy, he's going to die, bro. Yep. I cannot believe what a stupid.
Doesn't that just go against the whole superhero bro code?
Yes.
Right.
You
exactly.
do that.
Exactly.
Yep. I fucking hated that scene so much. I hated Daredevil for revealing who he was. And, dude, and then they get taken to the back room by the actual court thing. Because guess what? Daredevil made it a rule that you weren't allowed to bring that up. So he's the one that put that stipulation to keep him kind of safe and to keep the jury. But now it's okay. And that was they're going down this route that they originally thought was bad. So it makes Daredevil look even more fucking stupid. Because that's what wins them the case, is the whole bringing in people that had previously been saved by White Tiger. And it's like, why wasn't this from the get-go then? Matt is so stupid now. He's actually like full on just stupid. Like, I don't get it. And
well, it's because the writers are stupid. That's why.
One thing I hate when Matt's talking is he's like talking to the jury like they know his powers. Oh, why would he save lives without the necklace that gives them the power? Bro gave his identity away and told him how to defeat White Tiger. You take that necklace, he's a fucking bitch. You can wipe him out easy.
That's one of the things that made me think maybe he was in one of the other shows, because they're talking about him like you already know about the powers and stuff.
Nope. You just
As far as I know, he's not in any of the other shows. So
yeah, you can keep talking. I'll look it up real quick and see if he was in any of the other ones.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay,
but I'm pretty sure he wasn't in any.
I don't think he was. So
yeah. And then the thing is, the cops even turn and start saying he's a good guy, right? But the thing is, if there's no other witnesses, because the witness just said, "Oh, he wasn't there," right? Which Matt looks like a lie and stuff now. So why would they just instantly turn? And I mean, they're literally not feeding him. The first interaction is, "Are they feeding you?" And he's like, "No." So they went from not feeding him in these prisons, by the way, to, "Oh, bro, he's a legend. That's my homie right there." Like, what
he doesn't appear in anything. Yeah, he doesn't appear.
That's
in
crazy.
Else.
That's actually crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Also,
Matt,
bro, how is that police officer who Matt Murdock beat the shit out of at the end of the previous episode? How is he like walking, bro? How is he walking in this episode and acting like he's okay, bro? Like, he has some bruising on his face, but that's it. Like, he's totally okay. Bro got his head and neck blasted into the floor at the end of the previous episode, bro. Like,
he should be in a fucking wheelchair.
Well, also, how to like. My thing is too, like, how does he explain? Yeah, like, I have all these bruises and stuff. Like, cops protect each other, and he's just like walking around all beat up. They're just like, "Oh, whatever, man. You must have had a bad day. I don't know. I fell down some stairs or something. Like."
The old doorknob got me, bro. You know how
slipped in the shower.
Slipped in the shower. I promise it won't happen again.
He's probably very, very nitpicky, but when the prosecution's giving their final speech to the jury, his was way more convincing than Matt Murdock.
Yes, it was.
Yes, dude, he was way 100%. Better. He was like, just because he's done good doesn't mean he can't do bad. Dude, that was how Matt Murdock used to be in season 1, 2, and 3 in the court, right? Whereas Matt in now was just a complete fucking dud. And I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. If I was just a random jury, I'd be like, yeah, fuck this guy. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have, I'm sorry. He should have lost.
Yeah, he put out a pretty convincing case for guilty.
He did. He really did.
Matt should be, like, extremely well versed in how to plead the case for a vigilante. Like, and once again, like, there's a lot of, like, if you're a good writer and you're attempting to convey an idea, you go, okay, let's convey in this moment what it means for Matt to be a hero, what it means for Matt to become Daredevil and stuff like that. No, none of that. It's about this guy, and it's very centrally focused on this guy. But in that moment, you had a chance to really, like, kind of pour Matt's heart out about why he chose to become Daredevil. We already know why, like, we've heard the stories in, like, the other seasons, but it's like, this is a chance to kind of reintroduce the audience to, like, why he loves this and why it means something to him, and not just advocating for another person and stuff. And that could have been a really interesting and really deep dialogue moment. And the thing is, like, yeah, when you're doing courtroom dramas and you're doing this stuff, especially in a property that you the guy dresses up like a devil and beats the crap out of people at night. Like, you would think, okay, we have to make these scenes really emotionally charged. If you go and watch, like, the earlier seasons, because once again, all of this is going to be judged. All of this show has to be judged by what's come before it, because it's a continuation. It is not, you cannot look at it and divorce it from the first 3 seasons of the Netflix Daredevil. You can't say this is a different series, any of that, because they said it was a continuation, even if it's 6 years later. And the thing is, like, if you watch a lot of any of the courtroom drama stuff with the Punisher in that season, and how much, like, there was just so much gravitas in the room, there was so much intensity, and you could tell that they're trying to recreate that, but it's just not there. Also, as far as courts are concerned, any judge that feels slighted, tricked, manipulated, any of that by prosecution, like, all Matt does is go, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. That guy should have been way more angry than what happened there. And instead he's like, oh, whatever, let's get back to it. Yeah.
That should have been like, right, we're going to redo the whole thing.
Or something, and we see Matt playing the system now like he didn't before, because also Matt's playing the system. Remember, for the most part, Matt's tried to do things by the book in the other, and that could be a progression of his feelings and stuff. But yeah, man, this episode
we didn't get to see
not
that.
very good.
Yeah. Like it should have, like, this should have probably been next season when he's kind of giving up on the system or something, where he's being a little bit more dirty in the court. But we don't get that. We go from season 3 where he's like fighting as hard as he can for the courts and stuff, and then it's just like bam. And the thing is, as well, he definitely should know how to fight for vigilantes and stuff. I know we didn't get to see it, but he did it for Spider-Man. I know we didn't get to see that court case and stuff like that, but he did realistically help Spider-Man in No Way Home. I'm forgetting the movie name. Sorry. Now we don't get to see that court, but he did, and would eventually help him, right? So it's like, so he's ready to do that stuff, and now he's just a complete jackass. Imagine if he did that to Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he's Spider-Man. I know at that point Spider-Man was known, but imagine if he redid it. Like, no one's gonna go to him now. Vigilantes and stuff. He's lost all trust for vigilantes as well.
Yep.
So
I mean, it just think about the Punisher too, from the season 2 and stuff. Like what Matt Murdock did for him. Like, he literally like saved the Punisher from like going to prison and stuff. Like the fucking Punisher. Like,
Punisher.
Did you catch the Miles Morales reference?
I did. I was
Morales. That's his dad.
Oh, I didn't even hear that.
Well, isn't his dad Davis? Jeff Davis?
His dad might be Jefferson Davis.
Because I thought that like Morales comes from his mother's side.
Pretty sure they said Morales in this.
They did say Morales, but so it makes me wonder, like, if that is a reference, does that mean that they're gonna make like his mom
Spider-Man
the cop or something?
I highly doubt that they even know that. They probably just assumed,
They probably just made him the cop anyway. They probably just messed it all up.
Yeah.
He's the cop now.
Bro, that'd be crazy.
Can you imagine if we don't get Peter Parker, Spider-Man, meet Daredevil, we get Miles at the end or some? Oh God, please no.
Yeah.
Dude, I could see that. I could see them doing something like that. Yeah.
It's just the show's just. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's a Disney show wearing a Daredevil skin suit. It's trying very hard to be what Daredevil was, but the writing is just not of the same caliber, and you can tell. And even like going, we go through the episode, and Daredevil tells him like, hey man, you can't be White Tiger after we do this, and he's like, yeah, I understand, I get it, but like there isn't that same feeling that you get with Matt, where like his friends are looking at him and pleading with him, hey man, like don't keep doing this, like you could get hurt, you could end up dead. We don't get that same kind of feeling. It's like we just see the guy suiting up and going out, and of course, like running towards something, and then even the way he gets killed in this episode, it's like there's like one lone cop who's like hiding in the shadows and knew he was going to be there at that very moment to like, I don't know. It just feels very shallow. All of it just feels very shallow.
I bet you Frank Castle was not there on set. That's why they didn't show the face. It was like, the symbol is Punisher.
No, it's not. They're not setting it up. They're setting up a whole crooked cops thing. So that way
Was
Frank
it?
Castle comes back.
Oh, I took it as that was Punisher.
No.
No,
And this
no,
is
no.
the thing that I'm so
They didn't
confused
show it,
about
they-
is why do cops in this universe use Punisher as a logo where in this universe he was a soldier, not a cop?
Yeah.
And
I don't know, man.
Why would they give a
I wouldn't
fuck?
be surprised if these writers are so incompetent that is Frank Castle.
They've forgotten.
I don't
Well,
know.
I mean,
It's
he
not
had, like,
gonna
he
be
had
Frank
fl-
Castle.
It's not Frank Castle, not at all. What I'm
You
getting
don't
at is like
reckon?
no, not at all. No, they're setting up the crooked cops angle, which is why I'm asking, why would cops in this universe use a Punisher symbol
But-
when Punisher was a soldier in this universe? He had flashbacks,
He was.
episodes,
Yeah,
in
And
the
yeah,
and the
Afghanistan.
Punisher's also like a cop killer. Like
Yeah, exactly. He's a cop
And-
killer
yeah.
in this one as
and
well.
they make it a very clear point that, like, you know, in the very first episode, the thin blue line and how important that is to them, and then they just turn around and be like, yeah, let's emulate this guy and like start getting his, you know, because that's the thing. If it's a guy you hate and you're trying to set it up or trying to push some kind of movement, you don't tattoo the guy's symbol on your body.
Mhm.
Like,
See,
Yeah.
yeah.
If they went with like classic Punisher from the get go, okay, I think I could give that some room, but just the fact that he was never a cop in this universe just defeats the whole
And-
point, as far as
and
I'm
also,
concerned.
If he does end up being like that, they're taking orders from him, right? Why would he help Fisk and Fisk?
No, he's
They
not.
have-
He's not doing anything like that. They're just
Mm.
idolizing
take-
him. They just idolize him. They
Okay.
go, "Oh, Punisher didn't give a fuck. Punisher did what Punisher wanted to do. I want to be like him."
Okay.
yeah,
Except you're the type of people he was killing in season 2.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like,
honestly,
Stood up in
like,
courtroom. He stood up in court and said, "If I can go back in time, I'd kill you all again."
I didn't even watch like season 2 of The Punisher, so I don't know like where the story.
Oh, and
went or
Daredevil, when
anything,
he went
so.
schizo in court, he was like, "I'll go back in
Yeah.
time. I'd do it again." Fuck
yeah,
you
if I
all. I'm
can't
not
do it
crazy.
all again, yeah.
Mm.
I don't know, man. It's just, you know, it's just all a lot of paying like lip service to what came before, and I do. Here's the thing, like, credit where credit is due. I legitimately do think the writers are trying their hardest. I don't think that they're phoning it in. I just don't think they have the skills to do what the writers did in the Netflix show. I legitimately think they're trying. I like, that's the thing. I do not feel like this is the same thing where like they're just phoning it in and just putting together a show and be like, whatever, let's just do it. I think they really are trying here, and they think that they're cooking, and they're just not. Like, you know, even once again, we're back to Wilson Fisk and Vanessa in therapy arguing over who's going to run the empire and stuff, and he's like, hey, listen, I'm trying to play a different angle, blah blah blah, and then she starts lying to him, and he's like, don't put me in a position where I don't trust you. Like, old Kingpin, and I know this is supposed to be a different Kingpin, a new one. Old Kingpin, if you gave him any inkling that he couldn't trust you, it was over.
Yeah.
And I get that it's Vanessa, and so there's a lot of grace and leeway that maybe he would give her because he loves her. She's his wife, all of that stuff. But there's also, like, there is this sense, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to, you know, show, hey, Wilson's trying to do better, trying to be different, trying to play this different game and stuff. But there was always, no matter what was going on and what room he was in, who he was with, there's always a sense of, like, instability with him.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know. He could just kill you.
Bro,
And-
I mean, Kingpin's he's totally the sub in the relationship now. It's sad to see.
crazy.
It's
It's
like
actually insane. Dude, Vanessa, the scene I hated the fucking most is, okay, so I'll backtrack just a little bit just to give the full story, but so their version of showing gang wars that's happening is a truck being robbed and them being like, do you know who owns this truck? And then
Yeah, that was
boom,
weak.
boom, right? Oh shit, gang wars are happening. Whereas in the first season, like, actual wars was happening and shit, bro. And it's like,
Penguin
what
just
the
did it recently.
Yeah.
Penguin, yeah, exactly. And it was so pathetic. And then later on, they're like, okay, the streets are going crazy, and then they're eating dinner and they're talking to Vanessa and Wilson Fisk are talking, and they're talking about what they're gonna do about it. Wilson Fisk just wants to let them go crazy and wild, just let it all burn down, like a phoenix, kind of like when he does come back in full power, they'll re-up, right? And Vanessa doesn't want to give up because the past fucking how many years she's been the top bitch or whatever the fuck. So she doesn't want to give up all the things that she's worked for. So she sends a guy over to like tell them you owe the guy you robbed 1.8 million, and then it's like, oh, and they think they've been sent from the man, Wilson Fisk, but no, it turns out, no, I've been sent from the man. Like, what the fuck is this, WWE? They think they're Becky Lynch? Like, what the fuck is going on?
But you can have scenes of just them talking, like them talking about mob wars and arguing. You can have scenes like that because Sopranos made 6 seasons of just that. So it can be done of them talking about what's going on.
Yeah. There are so many moments, especially with Vincent D'Onofrio, who's a phenomenal actor, where him and Vanessa are just playing off each other and talking to each other. And even when she's frustrated with him and not sure, he always assured her, like, I have a plan. I am thinking clearly here. Like, we have a plan. And like, if you want to set up some interpersonal conflict between them, you know, have her saying, I'm really struggling here because I had to survive on my own and I managed to thrive because of what I learned from you. You know, like, it was never about those two against each other. She was always like his biggest supporter, just like he was her biggest supporter. She made him the kingpin. And like, that's okay. Like, that there's nothing wrong with that, because the point was, like, she was always like his like perfect piece that fit to him. So like, if you want to deal with them having an issue, the writer's idea of that was, well, let's make her have an affair and be mad at him for messing up her criminal enterprise. And it's like, why not try to find a different angle in that and say, like, okay, they're upset because he was gone and she had to figure this out on her own and scrape by, and she's still running in survival mode. Well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive all of this, blah, blah, blah. You know, obviously this is episode 3. I think we have 5 more episodes to go?
5, 6
or something like that. 5 or 6. Yeah. But like, you know, the thing is, it's just, it all feels very flat, and it just feels like, I know I keep using the term shallow, but it just feels like there's no real meat on the bone of this story.
Yeah. And I mean, they absolutely, if they really wanted to, and if they were writers that knew how to like write more complex stuff, they totally could have still had the angle of like Vanessa is like the polarity that's like trying to pull him back into like the mob stuff and all that, and his other side is like trying to pull him towards taking more of the path of just being like the straight and narrow like mayor and things like that. Like, they could have totally done that without Vanessa being a completely different character, where she looks at him with contempt every time she looks at him and treats him like an idiot all the time. Like, they absolutely could have done that, and I think that would have actually been way more interesting to see her being like, I still think that you're awesome, and I still love you, and I want you to come back into this world. And he's like trying to struggle and being like, I think that would have made it more appealing for Fisk as a character too, to be like, okay, the woman I love wants me to get back into this world, and I want to take more of this other path and stuff. You know, I think that could have been a lot more interesting.
If we want to go with that angle of her trying to bring him back in, you have it. So she's the one that organized the truck jacking behind the scenes, right? And then when they're having that dinner, she starts going, hey, you know, a big gang war is going to break out. We're going to lose control. Yeah. But they're always going to be scared of the kingpin. And then he can be like, I'm not doing that. I'm the mayor. And then she goes, they're not scared of the mayor. They're scared of the kingpin, you know? So you got to step in.
Yeah, I'm eating my egg white omelets now and my asparagus. When I was a boy. I'm not that man anymore. I'm trying to lose weight and be a better person.
He still looks sickly. I'm worried about him, man. He still looks sickly.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Overall, I'm not seeing the improvement yet, but, you know. No.
I'll tell you,
people keep telling me, wait and see. It's like, all right.
I'm gonna be honest. This episode, as boring as it is, to me is still probably better than the first 2 episodes.
I agree.
Because it's like, at least there was a direction, and it didn't feel, I don't know, it just feels like it's trying to go somewhere now, whereas it didn't feel like it was really trying to go anywhere in the first couple episodes. It was like trying to catch you up and be like, ooh, how can we hook you real fast with all the stuff going on? Like, there are flashes. There are flashes of good throughout these 3 episodes, but almost all of them are completely handled and carried by Vincent D'Onofrio or Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Because they've been doing these characters for years. This is not them. This is not a new thing for them. This is like bringing back an actor to take over a role that they were already doing a great job of embodying. This is like you calling Leonard Nimoy to come back and play Spock. Like, you know, you know they know how to do all of that. So like the moment where we get like Matt beating up the cops at the end of episode 2 and him screaming like that, that's Charlie Cox doing what he knows Matt would do. Like, so all of the stuff we're getting with Kingpin is already them handling and carrying a load that they've already carried before. This is not new territory for them to do. So
my problem is definitely not with them at all or their performances.
No.
You know, they're trying to carry the show.
Yeah.
And unfortunately they have writers behind them that are incompetent. And that's a major problem behind the development of these characters and stuff. Like, I think that Matt Murdock revealing White Tiger's identity is so blatantly retarded in every way possible that it really drags down this episode for me in a lot of ways.
Dude.
So
I'm already sick of that BB news shit. I don't care. They try and look, the homeless man. The brain rot. Fucking switching between stuff, and it's like she's like Ben Urich's granddaughter,
niece, I think, or something.
Niece,
Yeah,
something.
niece. I think they refer to
And
it
if
as
that's the
uncle, uncle.
case, right? Surely Paige would have gotten wind of them meeting Fisk, and she would have stepped in. Like, I feel like Paige is gonna come back and be like her mentor. So probably later, but still, right now.
I'm pretty convinced that she's actually trying to play Fisk. I still think that she knows what happened, and I think she's trying to get into the good graces of Fisk to try to like play him and get him taken down. That's actually my guess.
But that would be Fisk. Imagine if like a major part of Fisk's downfall is a little girl.
Yeah. Teenager.
Kingpin.
Gotcha.
Little TikTok zoomer.
A little TikTok zoomer got him with the camera. Oh no. Rex boy.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I've never understood TikTok. I don't understand that app. Like,
and then the next season is just him learning TikTok and how he can use it for crimes.
Yeah.
The way I think they're taking this is you're gonna have Daredevil go after Punisher. He's gonna track him down, be like, "Why did you kill him? You're a piece of shit." Punisher's gonna have no idea what he's talking about, and then that's gonna lead to like a team up that's gonna last like one episode.
Yep.
And then this whole corrupt cop angle, which is about Punisher, is going to spin off into the Punisher Disney show, and that's going to be the main focus of that show. I think this whole corrupt cop thing they're doing is just a little side thing to reintroduce Punisher, and then they're going to split ways. They're going to go, "All right, Daredevil, you go take on the Kingpin, and I'll go deal with these crooked cops." And that's going to spin off into his show.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's gonna be so fucking lame.
I think we're gonna.
Oh, that sounds gay as fuck, but
yeah.
Well,
I can see it.
They've announced. I believe that's an official announcement that they're bringing back the Defenders.
Yes.
So like
season 2.
So I feel like we're likely going to get. I feel like we're going to get some cameos in this at the end of this season.
Yeah, probably.
As stupid as it is to say, we have to keep saying this is a Disney show. Cameo, 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 cameo. You can expect that.
Yep.
Do you
100%.
think?
Yeah.
Bro, and the one that we actually won is not going to happen because too much fucking money. Tom Holland. Like, Spider-Man Daredevil is like a 3-episode special thing that we all want, right? Like them saving New York together. That'd be fucking amazing. Them two fighting the corrupt cop. Way cooler than Punisher. I'm sorry. Like, you imagine like them two going about the corrupt cop thing, them being detectives together, them doing all that. Way fucking better. And you know what would have been a better setting for the show? During Endgame, when everyone is like looped away, right? I've been thinking about like, imagine Kingpin. And that's how he became mayor, because all the most of the good people were actually voted away. So he's got all these voters who are actually like criminals and stuff like that. And that's how he became mayor. It would have been so much better set during Endgame, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they could have done with this, and it just, we now know that it's officially set after Agatha's all along, because they had to announce that to everybody.
Hype.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means.
When the fuck is that
that they're all
set?
tied together. It means it's all connected. That's the thing. The one thing we can like probably guess from this is that they're going to try to serve up these characters and garner some goodwill so they can appear in future movies if they need them to, or get their own films. Because we've already seen Disney, if a Disney Plus project is popular enough, they'll make a movie out of it, like The Mandalorian and stuff. You know, either way, this episode of the 3 episodes is probably the best episode in my opinion, and that's not a high bar, but it's like, you know, it's Matt doing Matt things. I would have, you know, once again, Foggy not being here is a massive loss, and the fact that they don't have to me an adequate replacement for Foggy. They don't have to be another Foggy, but that's what they feel like they tried to give him, was another Foggy. But it's like, no, he just needs somebody that plays a foil to him and his dourness. He needs somebody that's upbeat, or he needs somebody that agitates him or something. We need something for him to play off of, and he doesn't really have anybody to play off of, you know.
I was actually gonna bring that up. I forgot. Dude, that scene, so when they initially get fucked up in court, they go back and then they talk about in their office, how shit was that compared to Matt talking to Foggy and Paige? Like, that new trio group is so shit compared to the original.
It is.
Matt, like, they're trying to make the chick, like, the main one, which that was never the case in the original. It was always Matt, Foggy, and Paige together. They came in together. It was never just one person dominated the conversation. They were a team, and they boom, 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 and it was amazing. And that fucking when they're talking about the court case, was shit. I was so like, oh my god, bro! Like, Matt just might as well be on him by himself. Honestly, he might as well just go away.
He really, they're awful. They're awful additions, and
absolutely.
I don't care about them at all, and they think that we should, you know, but unfortunately they haven't earned that, you know, and that's the problem. Like, if they had actually taken that year where after Foggy died, if they actually took that time to establish and build up like the new team and stuff, like, maybe we would have cared a little bit more. But we're thrust into the situation where we have these 2 strangers that we've never seen before, and we're supposed to suddenly care about them over Foggy and Karen, and it's like, no, like that's not going to happen.
How fucking annoying and a slap in the face to the fans was it when they won? So they win the court case. He goes back to celebrate, and they whip out the drink that Foggy and him would apparently always drink, even though they would always just go to the bar. I can't remember if this was actually mentioned in season 1, 2, or 3 about them buying this drink. So they add this little bit of lore to, hey, Foggy's dead. Foggy's dead. What? Okay. Like, there was literally just to repeat the words "Foggy's dead, bro." And then the therapist chick is all like, "Oh, I was wondering when you were going to talk about your dead friend." Like, what the fuck?
I'll cut us some slack. That's some shrink talk. That's how they all talk.
Like, what?
Oh man. Well, what do you guys give as a rating overall for the episode?
5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Yeah.
I give it a 4. I'd say, like, this one, and like, maybe just because the ending of number 2 was just way more exciting for me, right? So that's why I put it kind of on the same level, right? Like, I know overall this episode was better, but at least episode 2 just, I was all like, oh, hold up. There's still a little bit of Daredevil still here. And then this kind of just, oh, okay, we're just back to shit. So, you know what I mean? So I was a bit like, oh, okay. So I put this as about the same as episode 2 just because of that. So yeah, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go 5.5, 5.5, because I think this is slightly better than the last 2 episodes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, there we go. There's a review for episode 3 of Daredevil Born Again.
More like Daredevil Bored Again.
Let us know in the comments below if you have seen the episode, what you thought about it, and we'd love to see what you guys thought. And
Josiah, did you see the numbers for this show? No one's fucking watching it.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. The numbers for the show are abysmal, dude.
It needs to go back on Netflix where people actually signed up.
Dude, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to talk about that on EpicVerse this week because the numbers are atrocious for the show right now. So
Absolutely.
and there's let's be honest, Disney's lost a lot of good faith, so that's probably the reason why people just don't care anymore, and that's sad to see. But yeah, so make sure you go check out Gronk as well. They will have a link for their channel in the description, so make sure you go check them out. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you in the review next week. Bye.